Hey, so today we're talking all things installment loans and can you have any delinquencies on those in the last 12 months? So this has popped up a few times over the past week. So I thought it was important to talk a little bit more about that. So what is an installment loan? An installment loan is going to be your student loan, a mortgage, a boat, a car, an ATV, all things that you pay a very specific amount each and every month. And that is going to report in your credit report. I'm noticing lately that student loans are popping up delinquent and some who are not delinquent. And so we've been able to offset those. But if you had a car delinquency in the last 12 months or a mortgage delinquency, we've seen this too, where a seller is about to sell and they don't make their mortgage payment. And then their sale falls through and then they have that delinquency. So we do see that sometimes. So if you're looking at a VA loan, there's no concern on that. Conventional loan, again, the goal with a conventional is you always have to get an AUS approval. So possibly you may or may not get that with those delinquencies. Remember, Fannie got away from credit score requirements. So sometimes those delinquencies drop your credit score. Again, you need at least a 600 to get mortgage insurance. So anything less than that is going to require at least 20% down. But a lot of the scenarios are popping up when we're looking at an FHA loan. And so an FHA loan is more lenient on credit, more lenient on delinquencies. But there is a kicker. You have to get an AUS approval. And if you do not, you cannot have any installment lates in the last 12 months. So you are not able to have any installment lates in the last 12 months. So that is causing some grief a little bit. And how can I get an AUS approval? One may ask. The higher the credit score, more money down, maybe some money in reserves. Sometimes it's just looking at the credit on how many times you have been delinquent. And if they've been recent, sometimes we're not able to get an approval on that. And so the client is stuck. So we've had a few save the days come over, with the request of being able to offset, that. And it's a little bit of a concern. Now, some people think it's because the credit score dropped. Remember, we here at Carey and my mortgage team, we follow the agency's guidelines. So FHA does allow down to a 580 with 3.5% down and under a 580 with 10% down. I'm finding out just today, a client was talking with one lender and they required a 620, another lender required a 600. So I'm really happy to hear that we truly follow the agency's guidelines. So, that's a win, but we do need to get the AUS approval to not worry about those installment delinquencies. So the moral of the story is work really hard to make sure that everything is paid timely. Again, if delinquent, just don't be 30 days past due so you don't have anything pop up in your credit report. You don't have any concerns with getting approved on your next home mortgage. So always here to keep you in the know.